We got a 2008 Cadillac DTS 8.9 similar procedure. Alright, so if you have this Cadillac DTS and you need to replace the tie rods, inner and outer, this is where you're going to be working at. But in today's video, I'm going to be replacing these outer tie rods. This one is okay. It has a little bit of play, but the other side here, it got a lot of play. Alright, so this side has a lot of play. The joint moves in there, so we're gonna replace this and that. I'm gonna be showing you a video on how to replace this. So very simple procedure, right? One bolt, first undoing this, and then take off this. All right, this one does have a lock thread mechanism in the bolt, so I would suggest spray some WD-40 before this locks up on you. All right, and loosen up this, and then we're gonna count the threads together. All right, so to put the alignment back where it was at, just when you remove it, count the threads. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's say you get 10 threads out, and you put the new tie rod, match it up, same length, put 10 threads back. It's not gonna be perfect. You do need to do alignment, but that's how it is. All right, so we're gonna do this together, and I'm also gonna give you specs on both of these bolts, torque specs at the end of the video. I'll tell you how much these are supposed to be tightened to, this one and this one. All right, but this one really you cannot get a torque wrench on. All right, but so you could tighten this regularly. Just make sure it's nice and tight. This one has a lock thread. It's a little difficult to torque it, but if you like, you could torque it to your best of ability. That's what I'm going to be doing here, but I will give you specs if in my computer if it shows any type of specs on this. Also, I'll give you the part number. I believe they're the same part numbers, and I'll give you that as we unbox the new piece. Okay, to kickstart this job, you're gonna probably need a 22 or a 21 to loosen this. All right, I'm on the driver's side, so you're gonna turn it. If you're looking from the back, you need to turn it counterclockwise, which would be, I use this open-ended wrench here, adjustable wrench, because this is very common. I go through anything, any type of size I need. All right, only for the tie rods I use that. So once that's loose, don't take out too many threads. Just try to keep it near it, because you're gonna put it back in the same spot. Also, this is an 18 down here. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spray this with some WD-40 before I try to take it out. There's my WD-40. It's probably empty, but a little bit will do the job. All right, gotta order that. All right, so you need a deep 18 here, because the short one is not gonna work, but I gotta work some magic because I don't have a deep one. So what I'm gonna do is put this on. I'm gonna use this adapter, and I don't even have the correct size. I lost it, I don't know what happened. So it grabs onto a little bit, but that should be more than enough. All right, so let me set up my impact gun, because taking it out manually, you're gonna put 18, and you can also put a number 8 here and put 18 to turn it. You could do it that way, because this will spin with it. A lot of times you can push on it and turn it. Okay, here goes the first attempt. Hopefully this works. All right, get my impact gun on the reverse procedure. There you go. All right, like I said, you can put a number 8 here and an 18 gear wrench and just turn this bolt off. All right, but these are made really simple and easy to remove. All right, also to take this off, you could use a fork. You could tap it here. This is aluminum. I would not suggest you hit this here. You could tap it here gently, and this should pop up. All right, you could use a fork. A lot of times they have a tool that is like a clamp, and then it pushes that off. Right, but I'm gonna do it without that clamp today. We're gonna use a hammer, and we're gonna tap it right here. If you're reusing this tie rod doing another job, then you obviously just do not hit this here. Right, then you gotta get that tool to push this off. All right, another thing I want to say is, you see how easy that comes out? A lot of times it won't come out so easy. You will tap this, and once this pops off, you will hit that real hard force and bang this. I have came across from experience. I have broken this. All right, that's when I was not a YouTuber, and that costed me money. The whole spindle had to go. All right, so now that we got that off, this is the process where I'm gonna show you a little trick. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna count as we take off these threads. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and a 23. That's exactly 23. So what I do is I scrape 23 on the floor and I leave it right there. I'm gonna show you what I just did on the floor. All right, let me take this camera out. So I scrape 23, as you can see right there on the floor, and I leave this tie rod there. Waiting for a new piece. Do the same thing for the opposite side. A lot of times this will come with a new one, but if it doesn't look bad, you do not have to touch it, do not move it, just leave it where it is. That's also a little spot where you lock everything up, okay? So let's wait for the new piece. Now that I have the pieces here, let me give the part number, all right? So the part number, they're the same part number. If you're using this Moog brand, this is the brand right here that I'm gonna be using. So the part number is ES3452, all right? And the other side is the same part number, ES3452. Same part number because they're the same pieces. Okay, inside this box, you're gonna have a package with a small leather bag. Inside the bag, you're gonna have these pieces, all right? Washer, this bolt, this nut, and this nut. Like I said, you really don't need to replace this. It's up to you, but I like to leave that there, all right? It's all up to you. You're gonna have this little guy, which is gonna go right here, all right? And all you do is lock that up. That's like a number 8. You could even use a needle nose to turn it, plier or something. And you got the cotter pin, all right? This washer does not go up here, all right? It goes in the bottom, because what this washer is gonna do is, if you put it at the top, it's gonna lock this up, but it's not gonna let the spindle lock up, all right? So this goes in the bottom with this nut right here, all right? So let's set up and we're gonna finish this job up. Okay, so all I did was take a needle nose and I turned this few turns and it's locked in there, right? So this was 23 turns. So we start off on the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and 23. Right back to the spot where we had it at, all right? And this should drop right in just like that, wiggle it around. So take this washer and the nut, the new one, all right? So move it around as it grips. So what I like to do here is I'm gonna go get the proper size and I'm gonna turn it by hand first. If you like an impact gun, you can put an impact gun on it. Okay, in my case, what I like to do is I like to tighten this. Either you could use a ratchet, wrench, but I think impact gun works best, all right? You do need to move it around till that hole in the middle in the cotter, where the cotter pin goes in, aligns, all right? So I'm gonna give it a little bit more touch. There you go. That looks good, all right? And what you're gonna do is you're gonna take this cotter pin and then you're gonna bend the cotter pin just like so, all right? Perfect. And don't forget to tighten this little guy right here. Okay, so again, we're gonna take our wrench here, the adjustable wrench. And what I like to do is, I am gonna try to figure out some torque specs on this guy, but make sure you tighten it nice and good. All right, another thing you wanna do is you wanna bring this, just turn this back so the tie rod here is nice and straight, all right? Perfect. Give it a thumbs up, share it, and like. If you have any problems, send me a message. Do need to do alignment after this, okay? So there we have it. We're done. And this is the brand that I used, Moog. This is a Cadillac DTS 2008 and 9. It's the same model, all right? So thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Okay, one thing I want to tell you is I'm on the opposite side, the passenger side now. This fitting right here, I haven't tightened it, but these are pre-packed. There's grease in there. If you see no grease in there, make sure you pack it up, all right? And you can also service this every like 10-15,000 miles. Grease everything up. And that's all I wanted to show you. The inner tie rod does have a spec of 74. We did not do it, but that's the spec on it. 74 foot LB. All right, so this bolt right here is 22 foot LB right there. 22 foot LB. All right, so that's what we're looking at. And I do not have spec on the bolt that goes over here. But I hope you liked the video. Thank you, and subscribe, and bye-bye.